Hello students, now exercise 6.2. In order to solve that, we have to use two important rules. We are skipping right now rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3 and rule number 4. You can take it from your textbooks. Okay, so what we will be currently doing is that we will be we will be going out for rule number 5 and rule number 6, because these two rules are very important rules and we can solve uh, exercise 6.2 based on these two rules. Okay, so firstly we need to learn rule number 5. Rule number 5 states that if from a lower limit to b lower limit upper limit, f of x dx is equal to a lower limit and b upper limit, same integration sign, then we can change the function from x to a plus b minus x. We have done nothing special over here. If you see the limits, here the limit is a and b. Lower limit is a, upper limit is b. So lower limit plus upper limit and minus x dx. That's it. We have done that only. Okay. And the sixth rule you can see here, there is the both the rules you can compare. Here the lower limit in rule number 5 it is a, whereas in rule number 6 it is 0. That is the only difference. Okay, so here rule number 6, 0 to a integration f of x dx is equal to 0 lower limit a upper limit integration sign f of a, instead of x it will get transferred to converted to a minus x. So instead of x you need to put, wherever x is there we have to put a minus x. That is the only difference in these two. Here the lower limit has to be compulsorily 0. Okay, and here the lower limit has to be any number a to b. Okay, here it is 0, it is here it is a to b. If it is a to b, then we have to put, instead of x, the lower limit first and then the upper limit we have to add and then minus it with respect to x. And here what we need to do is that if it is 0 and a, then we have to do direct a minus x, a minus x. We can see a simple example. Here in this example what we have done is that here 0 to 3 integration x square bracket open x minus 3 raised to 4 dx. Okay, so with with binomial theorem, if you try solving this raised to 4 and x square, it will be very lengthy process. So in order to shorten our process, we will be taking the help of rule number 5 and rule number 6 over here. So instead of x, what we will be putting, since this is 0, then rule number 6 will be applying. This is 0, lower limit is 0, so rule number 6 will be applying here in this equation. So instead of x, what has been told in rule number 6, you have to do a minus x. Okay, so instead of x, what you need to do, instead of a, it is mentioned over here 3, so you have to put 3 minus x. So instead of a, you will be putting 3 minus x. So here x square will become 3 minus x the whole raised to square. Okay, and here also instead of x you will be putting x 3 minus x, then this minus 3 will come down raised to 4. Okay, raised to square bracket raised to 4 dx. Okay, and then this minus 3 and this plus 3 and this minus 3 will get cancelled and the remainder would be minus x raised to 4. Okay, and here the same bracket you need to uh, carry forward. So 3 minus x the whole square minus x raised to 4. This is a positive, x raised to 4 will be a positive number, and this you can solve using this method, a minus b the whole square, where a minus 2ab plus b square, you will get the equation simplified further. So using these two rules is very important in solving any problems of 6.2. So if you understand these two rules, then only you will be able to solve 6.2 problems exercise. One more important property which you need to know in order to solve 6.2 problems is rule number or property number 8. Okay, here what is there, you can see there is only one difference. You can see carefully the limits. You have to concentrate on the limits. Limit here is minus a, integration of lower limit is minus a and upper limit is plus a. Okay, here it is minus a and here it is plus a. F of x, there would be a function f of x dx equal to, then we will get the final answer as 2 0 to a f of x dx. When it is possible, only when it is an even function. What is an even function? You can see even function is when f of minus x, you will get an answer as f of plus x. Okay, then it is an even function. Now the same case where the same lower limit is a, upper limit is plus a, f of x dx is equal to 0 if the function is odd. Means this whole term will be 0 when the function is odd. When the function is odd means you have to f of minus x will be minus of f of x, then it is an odd function. Okay, when we solve the problems we will come to know regarding the clarity of that. Okay, what is an odd function, what is an even function? I have an example to make you understand. In while solving 6.2 problems, it would be much more clearer. Right now you will be facing certain confusion. When we solve the problems, it will be very simple for you to solve all these problems in exercise 6.2. So here in even function we have taken the function of f of x is equal to x raised to 4. Okay, x raised to 4. Then the negative function f of minus x would be, you have to put a minus sign over here, minus x raised to 4. Okay, so the minus of uh, x, so function of minus x is equal to plus x raised to 4. So f of minus x is equal to function of x itself, but it is positive. So this f of minus x is an even function. Here we take an example of odd function, f of x equal to x raised to 5. Then the negative of this would be f of minus x would be minus of x raised to 5. Now you are already aware this is an odd number, so the power of the odd number will be negative itself. So f of minus x, the answer would be minus of x raised to 5. So you have got f of minus x is equal to minus of f of x. Hence the f of minus x is an odd function. Okay, now you won't be able to understand all these rules right now. When we will go to exercise 6.2, it would be much more simpler and clearer to you. All these rules we can directly apply over there. We will be solving 6.2, the first problem. Okay, so the 6.2, the first problem is uh, I is equal to, you can see over here, I is equal to minus 9 to plus 9 integration. Lower limit is minus 9 and upper limit is plus 9. Okay, x cube divided by 4 minus x square dx. So let us start solving this problem. F of x is equal to, we have to take the function of x. F of x means the function of x. Okay, and x cube divided by the same question we have to write down, divided by 4 minus x square. Okay, this is the question itself we have copied. Now if we put a minus term over here, if we put f of x as minus, so f of minus x is equal to, everywhere where we have x, we have to put minus x. Okay, so minus x cube, then 4 minus, instead of x we have to put minus x square. So minus x square will give you plus, because minus square 2 times will give you plus x, and cube means 3 times. If you multiply x in minus x into minus x into minus x, you will get negative of that number. Okay, minus x cube. Okay, so now if you see the minus x, f of minus x is equal to, this number would be negative number, because on the numerator the number would be negative. Here it would be positive, x minus 4 minus x, this would be a positive integer, but here it would be negative. Okay, so for that reason f of minus x would be negative. According to this rule, okay, according to this rule, if a, we had seen this rule, a minus the minus a plus a, if the upper limit is plus a and the minus a is the lower limit, f of x is 0 when f of minus x is equal to minus of f of x is an odd function. Here the function is odd because f of minus x is equal to minus of f of x. So for that reason we have to write down the question itself, minus integration, this is really lower limit and this is the upper limit. The question itself we need to copy here down. So cube x cube divided by 4 minus x square dx is equal to 0. Why it is 0? Because this is an odd function, it is coming minus x. For that reason this function is 0. So our answer is I is equal to 0. 6.2, the second one, I, this is a second problem. Okay, 6.2, the second one, I is equal to, lower limit is 0. Okay, lower limit is 0, upper limit is a, x square bracket open, a minus x raised to 3 by 2 dx. So we can use this formula. Okay, according to this formula we have f of x is equal to f of x into dx. Lower limit is a, upper limit is a. Okay, here also we get, the result would be lower limit is a, upper limit lower limit is 0 and upper limit is a. Okay, f of x, instead of x we have to put a minus x, but the lower limit has to be 0, so here the lower limit is 0. Okay, so we have this a 0 and a, lower limit 0, upper limit a. Instead of x we have to put a minus x, so here a is there on top, the upper limit we have to put, instead of x we have to put a minus x. So wherever x are there in these terms, we have to put a minus x. So here x square will become a minus x the whole square, and then in this a minus bracket open, instead of x it would be a minus x. Okay, bracket close, two brackets close, one bracket would be this bracket and second bracket would be this bracket. Okay, raised to 3 by 2, it is written on top, raised to 3 by 2 dx. And now what we need to do is that we need to open this bracket, inside bracket we need to open. Once you open, this minus sign will be applicable on a and this minus and minus will get plus. Okay, so these two terms will get cancelled out, and a remainder would be x raised to 3 by 2. Okay, so 0 to a, integration of 0 to a minus x square, x raised to 3 by 2 dx. So a minus x square is in the form of a square minus b square. Okay, so it is in the form of a square minus b square. So a square minus b square is the answer is a square minus, this middle sign is kept over here, minus 2ab and b square plus b square. So according to this we have to convert this function according to this formula. So a square minus 2ax, because in middle there is minus sign. Okay, minus 2x, and the third term would be plus x square, and this term we have to copy over here, x raised to 3 by 2 dx. Now x raised to 3 by 2 will be multiplied to this first term. We have multiplied x raised to 3 by 2 to the first term, then x raised to 3 by 2 is multiplied to the middle term, and x raised to 3 by 2 is multiplied to the third term. So that we have done in the next step. We have multiplied x raised to 3 by 2 to the first term, a square into x raised to 3 by 2, then minus 2ax we have to write as it is, x means x raised to 1 into, if there is x then we have to put x raised to 1 by default, because any number raised to 1 is that number itself, into x into 3 by 2 plus x square into x raised to 3 by 2 bracket open dx. So according to the indices rule, we have an indices rule where it states that p raised to m into p raised to n is equal to p raised to m plus n. Okay. Now lower limit is 0, upper limit is a, bracket open. This and this will get, according to this rule, uh, p raised to m into p raised to n, the indices will get added. So here 2 x raised to 2 and x raised to 3 by 2, it is not getting added because there are no common, this base is not common. You can see a is the base over here and x is the base, so these two won't get added. Minus 2a, now x and x we have a common base, so in this case according to this formula, since the base is common, the indices will get added. So 1 plus 3 by 2 plus here also the bases are same, x and x raised to 2 plus 3 by 2 according to this formula, bracket close dx. So these two terms will not get added because they don't have a common base. So we have to put this term down. We have to bring it down as it is. So I means integration is equal to 0 to a. Okay, bracket open, a square into x raised to 3 by 2. These two terms will get added because of this indice rule. So indice rule states that when two common base are there, then their indices will get added. So this denominator we need to take common 2. For that reason we multiply 2 to the numerator, and that is how it becomes 2 plus 3 by 2. Okay, and then here also we multiply 2 to the numerator and it becomes 4. 4 plus 3 divided by 2. So this 2 plus 3 divided by 2 will become 5 by 2, and uh, x raised to 4 plus 3 will become 7 by 2. So that is how x square into 3 by 2 minus 2a into x raised to 5 by 2 plus x raised to 7 by 2 dx. Okay, and then we have x square and uh, we have to take the integration. According to the integration, you are already aware. So it would be n plus 1. Okay, so here the n plus 1 would be, this is n, so 3 by 2 plus 1. Okay, this integration sign we have brought it inside. This is a constant, so it is taken apart from the integration. So this is n plus 1 in the numerator. See, you can see 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, in integration it is n plus 1 on the numerator and n plus 1 in the denominator. So 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by 3 by 2 plus 1. Then this is a constant 2a, it is taken outside and integration sign comes over here. Integration of 5 by 2. So integration of 5 by 2 would be x raised to 5 by 2 plus 1. Okay, n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So n here is 5 by 2 plus 1. Here also integration of 7 by 2 would be x raised to n plus 1. N is 7 by 2. So 7 by 2 plus 1 divided by 7 by 2 plus 1 here in the denominator as well. We have to close the bracket, that is very important, and put the lower limit and the upper limit over here. Okay, so the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit is a. This is a continuation of 6.2, the second question, the second solution. Okay, integration of a square x raised to 5 by 2 divided by 5 by 2, we have got minus 2a into x raised to 7 by 2 divided by 7 by 2 plus x raised to 9 by 2 divided by 9 by 2. Bracket close, 0 to a. Okay, now this 5 by 2, when it is taken to the numerator, it becomes inverse, it becomes opposite, it becomes 2 by 5. Here also 7 by 2, when it is taken to the numerator, it becomes opposite, the 2 goes on top and 7 comes down. Here also 9 by 2, when it is taken on the numerator, it becomes, the 2 goes on top and 9 comes down. So it inverse. So all denominator will get inverse. So 2 by 5, here 5 by 2 will become inverse, and 2 will go on top and 5 will come down. A square into x raised to 5 by 2 into 2 is already there here, into 2 by 7, 2 divided by 7 into a, x raised to 7 by 2 plus 9 by 2 will become 2 by 9, x raised to 9 by 2. Okay, then the bracket is closed, 0 to a. Now what we need to do is that instead of wherever x's are there, wherever x is there, you have to put first the upper limit and then minus it with the lower limit. So how will you do that? I'll tell you. Firstly, you need to put, wherever x is there, you need to put the upper limit a. So this whole term you have to write as it is, and you have to put 2 by 5 divided by a square. Okay, instead of x you will be writing a, upper limit a raised to 5 by 2 minus, you have brought it down, this multiplied 2 into 2 you will get 4, 4 divided by 7. A is already there on top, and instead of x you will be putting a. Okay, a raised to 7 by 2 plus is there on top, 2 divided by 9 into, instead of x you will be putting a, the upper limit a raised to 9 by 2. Now bracket close. Now you have to minus, upper limit from the lower limit. That is why in central position minus sign will come. Then you have to open the bracket, and now you need to put the same term instead of x you will be putting 0. Okay, same term you have to write it down, 2 by 5 a square into x instead of x you will be putting 0 here. Then minus 4 divided by 7 a, instead of x you will be putting 0, 0 raised to 7 by 2 plus 2 by 9. Okay, instead of x you will be putting 0 raised to 9 by 2. This term will this whole term will become 0. 0 raised to 5 by 2 will become 0. This is also 0, and this is also 0. So any term multiplied by 0 you will be getting 0 itself. So this whole term will get 0. This will be 0 itself. So I have put 0 over here, the minus sign. This whatever you have written on top you have to bring it down as it is. Okay, now what we need to do is that according to the indices rule, we are already aware, if the bases are same, if the bases are same, then the indices will get added. Here also bases are same. This is a raised to 1. Okay, nothing is written, then we have to take by default a raised to 1. Okay, here as it is we have to bring it down. So these two common bases we have to add. 2 plus 5 by 2 here, this is 2 by 5, as it is you have to bring it down. This common base, that is why we have to put one base. Okay, these two bases, this indices will get added. Minus 4 by 7 a, these are the common bases, so you have to put only one base, and you have to add 1 plus, nothing is written, you have to add 1 plus 7 by 2 plus 2 by 9 a raised to 9 by 2, and this term is fully 0. Okay, minus 0. Then you have to cross multiply, you have to take the LCM. Okay, 2 into 2 you will get 4 on the numerator, the full uh, the whole upon 2. Okay, now here also 2 in 2 into 1 you will get 2 itself, so that is why the numerator 2. Okay, you have to add the numerator 2 plus 7 divided by 2, and this term will be brought down as it is. Okay, 2 by 9, 2 divided by 9 a raised to 9 by 2 minus 0. So this term is 2 by 5 a raised to 4 plus 5 divided by 2 minus 4 by 7 a raised to 2 plus 7 divided by 2 plus 2 by 9, 2 divided by 9 a raised to 9 by 2 minus 0. So we had seen 2 by 5 a raised to 9 by 2. Okay, 4 by 4 divided by 7 a raised to 9 by 2. Here also 2 by 9 a raised to 9 by 2 minus 0. Now you can see a raised to 9 by 2 is common everywhere. A raised to 9 by 2, a raised to 9 by 2. So we have to take this common a raised to 9 by 2 outside the square bracket. So when we take a raised to 9 by 2 outside the square bracket, inside the bracket we get 2 divided by 5 minus 4 divided by 7 plus 2 divided by 9. So what we will do is that we will do LCM for two terms first, and then we will get the answer of this, and we will do the LCM of these two terms. Okay, so first two terms we have selected, 2 divided by 5 minus 4 divided by 7, and outside the bracket there is a raised to 9 by 2. So we have to do the LCM. Now the LCM, you can see the base is not the same. So what we need to do is that this term has to be multiplied by this denominator term. So 2 into 7 and 5 divided by 5 into 7. Okay, minus, this minus sign is already there. Now this term divided by the denominator, multiplied by the denominator. So 4 into 5 and 7 into 5. So you can see now the base is the same. base, you can see it is same, and numerator we have a minus sign, that is why we have to minus. So 14 minus 20 divided by 35, and now we have the second term we need to carry forward, plus 2 divided by 9 plus 2 divided by 9, like that we have to carry forward. Now what we will do is that 14 minus 20, 14 minus 20 is 6. Okay, so we have got 6. A raised to 9 by 2 is outside. Inside the square bracket we'll get minus 6 divided by 35. Now we have to take the LCM of these two terms. Okay, plus 2 divided by 9. So these two terms we have, you can see the base is not the same. So what we can do is this term we have to multiply by the denominator. So 35 into 9 and 6 into 9, plus is the middle symbol. You can see we have carry forwarded the plus symbol, and now this term 2 divided by 9 needs to be multiplied by 35. So 2 into 35 and 9 into 35. Okay, so now you can see the bases are the same, 3 divided by 9 and uh, 35 multiplied by 9, and 9 uh, into 35. You can see over here the bases are the same. So we get 315 over here and 315 over here. Okay, now the numerator you can see is 54 minus 54 plus 70. Okay, and outside the square bracket there is a raised to 9 by 2. So if you minus 54 plus 70, you will be getting a positive answer. Since 70 is having a plus sign, that is why we get a positive answer. And the final answer what we get is I is equal to a raised to 9 by 2 into 16 divided by 1315. That is the final answer.